Okay, here's another game of Infinite Crisis coming your way, this time with Hawkgirl. You can see my team on the top and enemy team on the bottom. And this is a game I'm playing with a member from my friends list, Armora the Flash. So the intro.
Oh yeah!
The struggle continues.
So a couple things to talk about. First of all, I'm recording this commentary after the game is already finished, so I know everything's going to play out. But this is one of two games that I played with Armora, so expect to see him in the next one. He wanted to play AD carry, but to satisfy our teammates, he went jungle with me. Next game I'll be playing support, so he can do AD carry, and you'll see how that plays out. But this is one of the two games, obviously, since I told you I played with him before, that I recorded before the newest patch that enabled ranked play. So some of the old graphics will still be in effect, and some of the characters have yet to receive their nerfs, such as Harley Quinn. And if you saw the last, well, I think it was actually last week when I put up the Harley Quinn video, and I would say she was a tad overpowered.
They won't know what hit them.
So sadly we don't have super strength, but fortunately we can go ahead and, well, I didn't clear out, but I have the mace enabled so I can go ahead and lob that. My passive gives me power armor when I auto attack, so I want to kind of use that to absorb some damage, but the thing is the amount of power damage right now is pretty minimal just because the enemy doesn't have all of their spells enabled. So like right now I have the full stacks and I'm ideally the best person to tank. So right there Mora got Nightbat, I'm going to pick off Mecha Superman, then they kill me. But still, two of them for just me is a pretty good trade, especially since I gotta kill myself. Hawkgirl is pretty weak before level 6, as you'll notice from my crappy ganks. But after level 6 she's pretty decent. I'd say she's far from being a carry, but she's definitely a good anti-mage character. So, to go over how she works, your passive, I don't remember what it's called, but you get 4 power armor per auto attack with a max of, I don't remember if it's 4 or 5 stacks. You can probably see it there, it's too small for me to see. And of course the amount you get scales with the rank of the move, 4, 6, 8, 10. So if it has 4 stacks, that means you get 40 free power armor. Just from your passive, you can land 4 auto attacks in late game team fights. But like I said, the mages, they aren't damage sources just yet, so that means don't start off by maxing your passive. The moves that you want to start off by maxing are your Q for damage, the second one is the W for utility, and I'll explain that as I go. Then either E or passive depending on what type of mage you need to take down. So I went ahead and got the next level of the Marauder Knife to give me 10 more AD, which will help with my clear. Sadly, since I detonated the one camp to the right, I got here way early. So to pick up where I left off, your Q is your mace throw. It's that linear skill shot thing you see there. It will pass through creeps and only does half damage to them. And I believe it stops at the first champion it hits. The modification for the W is that it marks the enemy and then you can push Q again to jump to them. You deal a little bit of extra damage, which is why I'm maxing Q first. That's primarily your, well, it's your only damage source really is Hawkgirl. So Luthor went down. Next move is W, Soar. It removes all slows that are currently on Hawkgirl and increases your movement speed, and either your Q or your E will be modified the next time you use them. Q is, like I said, I'll explain E in a moment. The Soar, your W, will refresh upon kill, so you can... If not for the part about it not doing any damage or modifying your auto attack, you could kind of do like a Kha'Zix like reset thing, but it doesn't do any damage, so you're not Kha'Zix. And you don't have any executes either, sadly. So the next one is your E, and this is one of the things that really makes Hawkgirl an anti-mage. So it's an auto attack modifier, it's also a reset. Despite that, I still prefer to start the Q in the jungle just because of how the invades play out. But when you hit the enemy with that attack, it will silence them for 1 second. And if you land your Soar, well, if you have Soar enabled, the silence, I believe, is doubled, and it does a percentage of their current health and damage. So it's not an execute, but it still takes a really good piece out of them. And as you may have guessed, this is amazing against Mecha Superman.
Enemy defeated.
Since he's actually a caster, you get to silence him as well as just take out a good chunk of his health. And finally, your ult. I don't remember if it does any damage, but it's just a knockup. It's really that bland. It has a cooldown over 2 minutes, so Harley's was superior in every which way, I believe.
Operational in 30 seconds.
But yeah. Hawkgirl, I don't think is really a top tier character, and one of the major problems she has is just like she can't really sustain damage. The build that I'll be going for her is more of a tanky bruiser-ish build, similar to what you saw in the Superman video if you watched
for an
that.
ambassador of peace, you've got a body count I can respect, Wonder
Fight
Woman.
another day.
They can't hide behind the
Power
law.
relays operational.
So right now I'm saving it for Huntress's crossbow, but you can see my first gank attempt, well, it was more of a counter gank. It didn't work, it wasn't even close.
Ally defeated.
So I want to get some
Take the fight to them.
EXP to get my
Our
ult
bottom turret
unlocked.
is under attack.
But to explain a little bit about Hawkgirl, in a previous video I referred to as Shira the Thanagarian. This one is a character I'm not actually familiar with. It's a Hawkgirl that's a reincarnation of some sort of Egyptian thing.
Let's get on with it.
The one that I was talking about is the Hawkgirl from Justice League. John Stewart, I think that was the Lantern's name. His girlfriend and ultimate wife, the mother of Warhawk. This one, I think, is just like either the wife or girlfriend of Hawkman.
Time to fly.
So right here, I'm about 100 gold short of getting the Huntress's crossbow, and then everything gets better from there. Once I have that, it's more attack damage, more attack speed. So my moves do more damage, as well as the
calm before the
Enemy defeated.
stacking my passive gets simpler because of the increased attack speed. I am using the default mods and augments, so I think the crossbow is... So right there you got to see the knock-up, and then Wonder Woman stole the kill.
Your battle is over.
Just adding a little insurance, Wonder Woman.
So the one mod that I'm talking about adds 10 attack damage onto the base damage of the Huntress's crossbow. Now, this doesn't actually mean plus 10 damage at rank 3, so it's just like an earlier power spike in exchange for nothing, really.
Get me into the fray.
So right here I'm making a dash to try to save Wonder Woman, but it's a lost cause. She missed her lasso, and, well, Gas Cat showed up, and our little gank on Arrow failed.
Ally defeated.
So Luthor goes down yet again. The Luthor is not going to be doing too much, sadly. Oh, now I just got the crossbow. So that would have helped a little bit in allowing me to attack a bit more, but my passive doesn't do anything at all for Arrow. I don't think any of his moves actually do magic damage, it's all physical. Normally with Hawkgirl, I'd want to take the top lane because of the whole, hey, I'm an anti-mage type thing. But this one, I don't really remember why we went the way we did, if he called it or it's just the way things played out.
Under attack.
Flash, I'd say, is better for the bottom lane because he can definitely take Raider fairly easily. Hawkgirl has a little bit of trouble early on. You definitely need the finished Marauder's Knife and then some sort of attack speed, such as the crossbow or the implants.
Enemy defeated.
So right here, I do not have my ult, and they're at pretty good health. I don't know if they have cameras, but right now I was just trying to bide my time. Sadly, Wonder Woman missed the lasso, and the whole thing went to hell. Gas Cat showed up, Arrow goes
Online
down.
in 10 seconds.
Mace to the face.
Enemy defeated.
And the Wonder Woman ult under the tower seals Mecha Superman's fate.
Raider.
Sadly, if you notice,
Phasing
Arrow did
complete.
not get anything off of that, and in our current health, we cannot fight for the Raider.
Our bottom turret is under attack.
Yeah, I can't see what I'm trying to type.
Unaligned doomsday device detected.
But there's Mora coming to help, but it's just too little too late.
Nothing stands in my way.
Doomsday device activation in 60 seconds. Enemy defeated.
So Arrow went down. And if you're wondering, Wonder Woman gets a very disproportionate amount of kills this game. It actually does get to the point where it starts to set Arrow back, but I'm willing to peel for him, so... Well, Wonder Woman can help with the peel too, so even though he's not getting a ton of gold, he's still getting some safety.
Our top turret is under attack. Look out!
Taking flight.
So with Flash down, that means I'm the one responsible for getting the relay.
Enemy power relay unlocked.
And Wonder Woman
Doomsday device
shows up just in
activation
time to take some of the gold from this.
We have captured a power relay.
Power relay captured.
The enemy has captured a power relay. Doomsday device
So right here,
activated.
Mora's going to run through the wall so we can split this. We'll each get half the gold and some of the EXP. I went ahead and burned the detonate because I don't really have a better thing to use it on. If I use it on any of the camps down here, then I have to sit and wait anyway, so may as well use it to get down here more quickly.
Returning to base.
Just getting started.
So the other items of interest that I want are the Lobo chains for the slow. That way I can definitely stick to the mage and make them bleed. And I didn't mean to knock up Mecha Superman. I wanted either Gas Cat or Arrow, but oh well.
Can't hold me. Let's do this.
So right there I used the Q, did a little bit of extra, well the Soar Q. Did a little bit of extra damage, but not enough to actually impact Mecha Superman. Sadly, both Arrow and I use attack damage, and as a result, Mecha Superman can build just normal armor, and he'll be fine.
You're going down.
Fight another day.
So right there I now have the mod in place. So I have additional attack damage, more attack speed, and if I wanted to upgrade it again, all I really get is the passive. Which, don't get me wrong, is pretty good, it's just, it's very bad early on. You have to let the enemy stack some health before it's actually worth the gold you put into it. Especially since I actually have the attack damage now from an mod.
It's time for some action.
So there's 3 top. Mora is going to die here. He wanted to ult and just got knocked the F out. And it's not safe for me to go that way because I don't know whether or not Sinestro used his ult. If he did, I might be able to... Well, I can hurt him, but he can just jump away with his E. And right there you can see Wonder Woman got yet another kill. And there's the Night Bat.
Let's get on with it.
So I think 2 of my moves can interrupt his Feral Embrace move. I think that's... I don't know if that's Warwick's or actually Batman's ult. But the silence and the knock up on my ult should be able to interrupt. The Q and the W are not so helpful. And I don't know if the hook from the Lobo chains would actually interrupt it either.
You are ever able to make me smile.
Radar online in 30 seconds. You have
So I don't know if it was the first activation of the Q or the second one that got that. But right there, both the AD carry and the support are down.
enemy defeated.
So they're upset about the 4 down here, but
Online in 10
Raiders
seconds.
coming up, the top lane failed. I honestly don't know what they were expecting.
Radar phasing complete.
Here now.
Flash, still the fastest man in the world, and still single.
So you can see Hawkgirl is pretty harsh on Flash.
We have defeated the Raider.
I was willing to detonate that, it's just with all four of us there, we had little trouble dealing enough damage. Now if you notice the ticker at the top, we have the neutral, or the third one, unlocking in a moment. So we need to secure this one and then get in position for the next one. So Mora's right there, I'm going to join up with him so we can take this more quickly and then get in position.
We have captured a power relay.
Power relay captured. Get me into the fray. Take this.
Well, first things first, we're taking that. Okay, I thought I was going to go top, but I might have been at a break point for one of the items I needed the gold, maybe.
Operational in 10 seconds.
I don't remember what it is I buy, but the Lobo chain should be a flat 1,000 if I want the level 2. Utility belt, I think is 750 for the first level. Mora went down. And it should be near impossible to secure objectives like that from Lex Luthor because of his turrets. So right there I used the Q on Nightbat to close distance. We lose this.
Elite drones.
I used the knockup on Mecha Superman just so I could kill him before I myself went down. And Luthor does some really good kiting, but not good enough.
You had it coming.
So Arrow goes and picks that up before Wonder Woman takes yet another kill from
An
him.
enemy is relentless. Enemy defeated. An ally is ferocious.
So the nice thing about the utility belt is that's going to give me all the stats I want. CDR for my ult, attack damage for my various moves and my auto attack, as well as health, just so I can stay in the fight.
Enemy's top turret has
Now
been destroyed.
because of my passive, I'm innately tanky against casters like Mecha Superman and Sinestro. It's 80 carries, physical attackers, those are the ones that I have to worry about.
This'll hurt.
So if you're wondering, yes, that does mean Nightbat is kind of dangerous to me, even though he does mix damage. I believe his passive is magic.
Let's go.
So right here I showed up to reinforce Mora, he turned around, Batman threw his boomerang the wrong way, and I think he smelled a rat if he just doesn't have a camera out. So right there was the Lex Luthor ult.
Get out of there, Harry. They can't hide behind the law.
And we failed to secure any kills, but luckily Arrow's here and Wonder Woman's in the wings. So we can deal a little bit of damage onto the bottom turret unless we can catch someone.
You know, for an ambassador of peace, you've got a body count I can respect, Wonder Woman.
Hawkgirl has some interesting lines.
Time to stretch my wings. Time for
So here's our next fight with the Gas Cat and the Nightbat. I wanted to do the big silence on him, but no luck. So Gas Cat has to die in his place. So he ulted Wonder Woman, I don't know why. And right here I walked off camera trying to click on Mecha Superman.
mace to the face.
So I did a little bit of damage to Arrow, and now I'm going to activate my wings and go home. That pissed him off.
An ally
And
is
got him
dominating.
killed.
What was that for, Wonder Woman?
So with my current build, I have more than enough damage to actually secure this. Worst come worst, I can just detonate it for the instant heal. And you can see my health is going up even though I don't really have Kryptonian war armor yet. So right there he's trying to provoke me, but he's not very good at it. That's the depressing part. And I can use Detonate here, I can hold onto it for a Raider. And the main reason why I didn't want to use it here beyond just Raider is I didn't want to share the gold with Wonder Woman.
Raider, online
With
in
all the
30
kills she's
seconds.
taken, we can't really afford to funnel more gold into her. So we have to make a call here between Raider or top.
We've captured a power relay.
Power relay captured.
In the meantime, I can grab the utility belt and the first level of Lobo chains.
Raider.
Lobo chains are just like the
Online in
utility
10
belt. They give you
seconds.
80 health, but instead of giving me CDR and the Spellblade
Bottom
effect,
turret has been
I get
destroyed.
a slow
Raider.
on my
Phasing
autos.
complete.
And this game is almost over.
Taking flight.
Enemy
So you
power
don't
relay
want to
unlocked in
stand
10
on that
seconds.
for too long because the enemy can see you while you're there. I just came over here to make sure that there was no one there waiting to take it as soon as it unlocked.
Enemy power relay
And sadly,
unlocked.
Mora lagged there, so yeah.
Ally defeated.
He went too far ahead of himself and
Where's
kind
the
of died.
action?
Ally defeated. You have defeated.
So Arrow went splat, and right here I'm using my passive to mitigate large portions of Mecha Superman's damage. With the lifesteal on my kit as well as the various Spellblade procs, I can't remember what the passive on the utility belt is called. He had no hope there. Putting that wall up just locked him in there with us.
We have captured a power relay.
The power
And since we don't know where the rest of them are, there's no incentive to chase the Night
enabled
Bat.
in top lane.
Instead, we can just take our relay and
Take this!
gold we picked up from the kills and be on our way. We don't want to give them any leverage to get back into the game. And that may be one of the reasons why they
Let's do
actually
this.
throw in the towel, since we're
Taking
not making
fire.
stupid
Enemy's
moves.
bottom turret has been destroyed.
Then again, while we were fighting up top, Arrow went ahead and helped himself to the bot turret. It's level 3 Lobo chains, and now I want the Raider. The probability of them taking it was pretty slim since we had that fight up top as well as Arrow being down here. We have Mora handy.
Let's get on with it.
So 3 damage sources. This would be fairly quick if it were up.
Now!
So first things first, take down their assassin. Number 2, I want to deal as much CC to the people inside of the flash ult as possible so that they get slowed down and they take more
Ally
damage.
defeated. Enemy defeated.
So just like that, we took down 3 of them. The Night Bat went down himself. We got
Double
4 for
kill.
0.
Our top turret is
Sinestro
under
got a
attack.
tower, but
Our top
at
turret
this point he
is
kind of gave
destroyed.
up. He's just going to split push until we take the base.
They won't know what hit him.
And while I normally be kind of mad at him, the fact of the matter is the writing's on the wall at this point. We got the right people fed, we have the CC, we have the... Well, we have the damage, we have the protection for the carries,
Our top turret is
and once I
under
have the
attack.
Lobo chains, Mora and I become a tag team from hell. So, that's the end. I'll show the various stats, but I won't be able to explain those in depth until the description. So I just barely missed leveling up and unlocking super speed, so I have to stick to the generic a little while longer. So right there you can see the various numbers. I didn't have the most of anything, sadly. Kills, assists, gold, nothing. Arrow took that due to his split push down bot. So those are the numbers. You can see how much damage I did relative to everyone else, how much I took, etc. So if there's anything else to say or anything I overlooked, that will be in the description. I didn't really take too much damage, huh? Anyway, until next time, I'm the Hero of Light. Thanks for watching, and good